And thank you to the Tech Goblin for counting us in. Hello and welcome to the Games Tavern. You're watching Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction here on YouTube. And we are already seeing the chat just rocking and rolling. Thanks so much, guys, for saying hi and saying things to us and helping us with your advice. We really do appreciate it today. As a matter of fact, check out the merch when you get a chance. There's some other things that have been added and adapted and some other things for the winter weather. But I already have a Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction mug on the way. And someone tonight is probably going to win a giveaway after the break for a mug. So you might get one. All right. Any cool things going on over at our friends at Dragon's Concord this weekend? Anybody gonna be over there this weekend?
I will.
Oh, look at that. I was gonna say, I'm not sure what's going on, but there's always something. Can we check out their website?
Okay. Tier D celebrities might be appearing over there. That's us. So if you get a chance, check out Dragon's Concord in Virginia.
New games added all the time.
And what's the website for Dragon's Concord? It's dragonsconcord.com, I think.
I believe so. That sounds right to me.
Yeah,
I just use the Discord.
There might be somebody in the chat that can punch that out for us. So if you get a chance, check them out. Great place to go. Themed rooms and a lot of other fun things to do there, and some great DMs there too that you can bring on to your games and help run them for you, including I think one from Alex. Mike plays in them. Mike, do you DM at all? No. Okay, he's creative, just not the DM type. All right, but that's cool. And then a whole lot of stormtroopers being painted over here in the studio for another show that's coming up. For a Star Wars RPG, GM'd by Rob, coming up soon. But we won't talk about that too much. I just want you to know it's coming. It's going to be cool. There's going to be blasters and lightsabers. So, hey, take part if you can. All right. Any other announcements we need to make, guys? Anything else you guys want to talk about? No? Yes? No?
Get to the action.
Let's get to the action. And we had some action. Can we cue action music, please?
Did we have action?
I don't hear the action music. Can you guys hear action music?
I always hear action music.
The action means that we're about to get squished by a giant statue.
I don't know anything about squishing. Well, right, maybe I do. But the most important thing here is that you're squishing together as a family. So, action music. Okay, there it is. There it is.
Squishing together.
Where we last left off, the party had explored the first part of its trip into the City of Giants. A massive city indeed. Buildings 40, 50, 60, 80 feet high in a giant ravine that only gets light during the high sun of noon in the ravaged crevices below. Overgrown with vines and leaves, but made entirely of a stone that seems to absorb all light around it. Discovering the remains of the camp of Vale's mother and father and other workers nearby, they made camp for the night. Then, exploring the town, they made a few discoveries of some dwarven feral tribes, perhaps? Moving on, after that excursion, they then began to explore the rest of the city. Climbing one set of stairs and seeing a giant stone statue, Vale, not taking any chances, said, "Nope, I'm taking this one down right now," shattering its ankle and watching it crumble to the ground. And then a few short seconds later, assembling itself back upright and staying perfectly still, almost as if it healed and had never been damaged at all. Moving forward from there, they moved to an area between a building and the cliff face to the side. 40-foot cliff face, to say the least. Where another stone statue came to life and immediately began moving towards them. Rolled for initiative already occurred, and now the stone statue advances. Luciano, having rolled very, very high.
Oh.
What are you doing, sir?
So we're fighting a
This
big old
way.
statue, right?
Huh?
We're fighting a big old statue.
It is a ginormous statue, gargantuan in size. So it's close to
Gargantuan in
30
size.
feet tall and moving towards you.
30 feet tall. How far from us? Roughly.
Well, Turgid moved forward, so ballpark from you. It's right now 74
Oh
feet
yeah,
away.
I forgot. I'm using Shard. I can figure that out pretty easily. Thanks, Shard.
Yes, you could, sir. Thank you, Shard, for sponsoring tonight's show.
I'm gonna move up a tiny baby bit, just a little baby bit. Should place me with
Okay.
enough.
That's
There we
about
go.
30 feet. That's a baby
Yep.
bit. Okay.
Bam. All right, cool. I think I said. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. I'm gonna cast slow on this bad boy.
Oh, good choice.
So
What level?
quickly hit a big old strum on the lyre, and I look at this giant thing and I'm like, slow. I
level?
just want it to stay where it is.
What
I'm
level are you casting
shrieking.
this at?
This is a 3rd level spell.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
That scares
You
me that
cast
you
it.
asked that.
Let's see here. All right. What's the DC on that?
DC is 15 wisdom.
Here we go. You see it and just continue moving forward. It slowed for a brief second, but just fought right through it. I think that Luciano is quietly saying the F word behind a muted mic.
No. I have an idea. I'm just trying to decide.
Okay.
To my DM,
Uh-huh.
have we officially said that Luciano made his deal?
Yes, I believe that was discussed.
Okay. Well, then I will say the F word as Luciano, and inadvertently not understanding the power I have, cast Hex.
Is that a bonus action spell?
It's a bonus action spell, baby.
Can you cast that with an action?
It's with a bonus action. Casting time is 1 bonus action.
I'm gonna let it go. Go for it. With a burst of unbelievable energy and some horrendous infernal cursing, you cast Hex. Which does...
It is curse on a creature until the spell ends. Deal an extra 1d6 necrotic on the target whenever you hit it with an attack. Also, one ability. Choose one ability when you cast the spell. That target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. So I can say Wisdom.
Yes, you can.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And at higher levels, because I cast it at 2nd, but doesn't matter. Okay, it's only at 3rd. I didn't use a 3rd level slot. I used a 2nd level slot.
Okay. All right. Is that it for your
That's it, Luciano. I don't honestly think Luciano knows what he did. I think it's just like a God fire, and it's just like a lot of expletives just at this statue, and then innate magical power cursing this statue.
So you guys see from his fingertips as he's cursing this raw energy, red and purple and blue and dripping and slamming into and washing over this statue with coruscating energy and then dissipating. It is unlike anything you've ever seen from Luciano before. And it wasn't very melodic either. It was more like heinous metal, death metal being sounded out with liquid flowing from his fingers of magic.
Oh, actually.
Physics defying energy. Simmering, you're next up. What are you doing? Turgid, you're on deck.
Okay.
So what I'm doing at this point is looking around the group. I'm gonna hold my action because are we fighting this thing? Can I fight this thing? Are we doing it? I need permission this time, as I attacked last time straightforward and it caused a kerfuffle. So I'm holding my action until given direction.
Okay. What is the action you're holding to do, and what is the trigger?
I believe the trigger was waiting to be told that I can attack. Therefore, my action is attack.
I will accept that statement. Okay. Turja, what are you doing?
I panicking. I sort of panically get my crossbow out and I am going to get ready to take a shot, but hold my shot until somebody gets up close to it because I'm going to try and get a sneak attack if I can. So I will fire either at the end of the round or when somebody attacks this guy.
Okay, so understand by holding your action, you get no other bonus actions or anything else.
Damn it! All right.
Yeah, so that's one of the rules about holding action. So
I yell.
But that's also the only way you're going to get sneak attack this round.
Yeah, I yell.
All right.
Somebody! We have to get that thing.
Okay, I mean that's firm. Very, very good, strong statement.
Oh yeah.
Vale, what are you doing?
That is a good question. Let's see. Oh, I'm only 70 feet away. Let's see. Actually, yeah, even if I double move, I can't quite reach it. So, okay, what the hell? I will use my action to move, use my move so that, actually, sorry, I forgot I have a speed of 35, so yeah, I will double move.
Oh, that thing is closer than I thought. I thought it was the big thing.
Right up close. And in Infernal, I yell, Hackadak, we need to talk.
Now's not a good time.
Actually, you don't hear anything actually from Kakadak.
Okay.
So
I'm done.
All right.
Now that Vale's up close, can I take my shot?
Yes, except if he's not able to attack, he's not in melee range.
Yes, I am. I threatened.
So what'd you do? What did you do? So you double move to get in range.
Yeah.
I see what you did. Okay. All right, take your shot.
21 to hit.
21 does hit.
I would hope. 18 piercing.
18 piercing damage. Let's see what that was. What type of rounds?
Just normal rounds.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Alrighty, and Ray. Wait. The statue's turn.
Oh God.
Vale, you see the statue look down at you. A blue light begins to appear, a bluish greenish light, right in the core of its forehead. And you feel washing over you the slow spell begin to take effect. Make a DC 17 wisdom save.
Who is this?
This is the statue looking down at Vale and casting slow.
Oh,
Jeez. Armor
No,
class.
I don't.
You are slowed. With a 14, Vale.
No, I don't.
All right. Rafe. Wait a sec. One other thing I gotta check on the stone statue here. It then scoops up Vale, or at least attempts to, with its hammer. Does a 23 hit?
I can't use reactions, correct? With the slow?
You are slowed right now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it hits.
You take 25 bludgeoning damage from the first hammer blow.
Slow only prevents you from taking both an action and a bonus action. You can use reactions as normal.
Would you like to use a reaction on this second strike? It's a 20.
Does slow -2 to your AC as well?
Yes.
Then, no, I'm good.
All right. Then you take 31 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, Veil's down.
All right, Rafe, what are you doing?
Let's see. I guess my best option at this point is to step. I can actually grab my character. Step to the side.
Get out of the charging giant thing's way.
Get out of the giant's way, yeah. And as Veil is no longer an eligible target, I'm going to go ahead and cast haste on Sim.
All right.
Actually
Sim
do that.
is hasted.
And that is the sum total of my actions.
Okay. All right. And second here, what is there?
Is Vale on the ground dead?
Well, he's
Veil.
unconscious.
Veil is down.
Hit by
Yes.
a giant
You
hammer.
just
I just
watched
saw
him
the little-
You just
I
watched
saw
the
the little
hammer go,
devil.
and you watched him eventually, in all of his metal armored glory, drop.
Gotcha.
Luciano, it's
Yep.
your move.
Dope. I am going to freak out when I see Vale get walloped, and immediately start playing a healing song. Very out of it's very out of place in a fight such as this. Like, it's very calm and peaceful with what's going on and what's being swung and shot and whatever. So I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Veil. I'm trying to see each spell slot. Oh, second. 1d4. Meh. You don't get that. I'm sorry, Veil. You get 1d4 plus 4 though.
Nice.
4
Not
plus
max
4, baby!
heals. Max heals. Healing Word.
At least you're up.
8 points of
Yeah.
healing.
And then, because I still have an action, and because he's now bad against my wisdom, I'm going to vicious mockery him, and tell him, I see cracks running all up and down you. You're as brittle as a, I don't know, what's brittle? I said it before I thought about it.
Nice.
Yeah. Got him! That's a wisdom 15.
Wisdom 15. Okay. Yeah, it seems to have hurt its feelings. Roll for damage.
Let's go! 5 damage!
All right.
And plus 6, and plus a d6.
What? Why?
Extra-
Oh, yes.
Whenever I hit him
Yes.
with an attack. That's 5. That's 10 damage, baby.
All right. Good vicious mockery, extra bonus in there with a hex. Okay.
That's right. He's pissed Luciano off.
You see it rearing up its hammer. It may be swinging at you next, Luciano.
Let it. I got it. I got reactions on reactions.
Simmering. What are you doing?
How tall is the statue?
About 30 feet. You estimate.
Oh,
Cool. Awesome. All
somehow
right.
shorter than I thought.
First action. I'm going to dash.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. I don't even need a dash. Never mind. We're just going to move. I can move. And then I would like to cast Missy Step, be on the shoulders of the giant.
You are on the shoulders of the giant.
On the shoulder.
Thank you very much.
And Misty Step's a great bonus action too, which makes it amazingly useful.
And then, seeing as it's made of stone, I think actually in this case my best attack's going to be, wouldn't you know it, my scary little claw hand thing. So I'm going to go ahead and activate my Primal Savagery to attack.
Okay.
This be the one attack since the action was to Misty Step up on top of it.
Okay.
For an 8, which I don't think there's anything you can do to help with that, even with haste.
Stone
But
deflects.
I get another attack because of haste.
Okay. Actually, you get 2 attacks because of haste, don't you?
So the second attack would be my bonus action, if action economy is correct in this case. So, oh wait, no, but I have my second. Yeah, you're right. I have 2 extra attacks.
Yeah, you get 2 attacks per action on that. Yeah.
And then I guess we'll just keep thwacking at it with that scary claw hand.
All right, you're tipped to grow your roots into crevices to try to break it apart.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not sure how that's gonna work.
It's an acid drip thing that happens, right?
Okay, the acid dripping.
Yes.
Was it 24?
Yeah, so it's going to do 1d10 acid damage. Actually, 2d10 because I'm a certain level now. That's 7.
Yes.
Plus my dreadful strike on top of it, which would be another d4 of psychic damage.
Okay.
And then we're going to go for one more. As
Okay.
we are, like, again, Black Widowing, legs around it, just going to town on its head. Hopefully. Nah. We got one good hit in, though, so.
Okay. You do see it tear in, and it scores the stone, which is something you've never been able to do up until now with these magical attacks from your hand. It appears that your hand is getting stronger.
What's that?
Ooh.
Turja, what are you doing?
Well, I noticed that there really wasn't any damage when I hit it with the crossbow, so I am looking around for like some sort of bolt hole, maybe like a sewer grate or a small door in that building nearby, or some way to get out of this thing's sight where it can't follow us.
I mean, there's a giant door, but it's not anywhere where you can see it. It would have been behind into the back of where this other place was back here.
Okay. Then I yell to the others, maybe if we get out of its range, we can get out. And I start running. Running.
Before you do that, I'm going to tell you. You saw this thing walk 60 feet, barely breaking stride.
I get that.
In one turn, it did this. Which means you might be able to outrun it, but everyone else certainly will not.
I grab a spare shirt out of my pack and I cast Mage Hands and I try and get it on the thing's head again. Because it worked once before.
Okay.
To blind it.
All right. You're attempting to do an improvised attack.
Yeah. So
I will tell
roll
you,
for
this
that?
thing is a lot bigger than that. Your shirt might cover one of its eyes.
God damn it. Fine. I switch to bonus action. I use my bonus action to switch to the lightning bolt damage on the crossbow and I take a shot.
Okay. Take your shot.
19.
19 does not hit. It strikes it, and you see the lightning just get absorbed. Which is how we're going to simulate that it did not hurt it. Not that you couldn't have, it just didn't roll high enough.
Gotcha.
All right. Any other moves?
I can't think of anything to do.
Okay. Vale, you've just regained consciousness after hearing some healing words from Luciano.
Yep.
You don't think you can recall anything that's ever hit you like that before.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Let's see. So movement is halved. I stand up and I'm within attacking distance, but still feeling very slow. So I will try to attack with the glaive.
Okay.
25 to hit.
25 still hits clean.
for 10 magical slashing damage.
All right. You carve a rent into its stone hide.
Hey guys, I'm okay. Very, very. And I will use the free. Let's see. Sorry. I can bonus action still. Yes. I will second wind.
Don't think you can bonus action when you've been slowed. You can action or bonus action. You can't do both. Is that correct?
Action or a bonus action. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay. So remove that second wind heal.
I did.
Can I ask? Can I break the rules a little bit?
What's
Did the giant make a concentration save? Or no, he hasn't done his turn yet, has he?
No.
I was gonna say, because Alex did some pretty good damage, didn't she?
How much damage did you do?
What was that? It was 7 acid damage. And then 3 psychic.
I don't think that's enough to impact.
Oh, plus my 10? Nothing? Damn.
I'm going to tell you, this thing is pretty tough. It's made of stone.
I'm sorry, Vale. I was trying.
It's okay. Oh, I did manage to unslow myself, though.
Oh, with a natural 20.
Yep.
Man, that you couldn't get any better with that if a bard gave you inspiration. But the stone giant's not messing around, and it just walks right by. And it goes after the thing that hurt its feelings. Luciano?
Yeah, no, come for me.
You're feeling dodgy.
How many reactions could you use in a turn?
1. 1 in a turn. Okay. 24, hit you?
I'm trying to decide.
Any reaction you don't use is definitely going to hurt.
I unluck that.
What's that mean?
I cast unluck on that. I point and I say, stop! And it has disadvantage now.
Disadvantage to hit. Okay. I like this. Okay, we'll roll again.
I have a low armor class. I don't know why I did that.
17 hit you.
Yeah.
The flavor. That's why you did it, for the flavor of
Why
it all.
not?
22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof! Oh!
It then attempts to swing at you, Sim.
Bring
That's
it,
the one I
nerd.
probably should have unlocked.
Does a 23 hit?
Let's see. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does?
Mhm.
Okay. It does. 24 points of damage, but
Ugh.
in the course of doing that, it injured itself for half of that. Ooh.
So what you're saying is we just need to stand here and let it pummel us until it kills itself?
Third strike on
Do
Luciano.
I need to roll a concentration check?
What's for Hex?
Yeah.
Is it concentration?
Yeah.
You absolutely do.
Okay. What is that, just a d20?
Yeah, but you rolled a nat 20 plus 10, so you rolled a 30. But that's good. Oh,
I didn't roll
that's
anything.
my hit. You've been hit with a nat 20.
Oh, I thought you meant me. I was like, the fuck, no, I didn't.
Nope, sorry, I thought that was your roll. The nat 20 hits you.
Sure.
Do you have anything up your sleeve you can use? Does anyone have anything up their sleeve that they can use?
I have a reaction, but I've already burned it, so.
Okay. 27, critical hit. 44 points of bludgeoning damage as the hammer comes down, slamming you into the ground.
What's the rule on death? I think I was 1 point away.
Or is it more than double your hit points?
My hit points is 45. That was
So-
44.
Okay, then you're alive.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Still
I mean,
alive.
you're down now, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is
okay.
it double the hit points? I thought it was just if it was more than your total hit points. That's good to know.
We'll see. But right now, you're alive, and that's what
Don't
matters.
argue with the DM when he's being merciful.
I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
Yeah. So you watch Luciano now fall.
Oh, and he shrieked. Ah! Like, and not even that, because that's too like nice. It was like the most guttural, disturbing, just like I almost died screech you've ever heard.
All right. Rafe, you've seen this happen now. What are you gonna do?
At this point, I think the best thing I can do. Well, no, that's probably a terrible idea because he's just going to crush Luciano again.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm going to step here between Terja and Sim, and I am going to. I'm going to cast Heartache.
Heartache.
At 3rd level on this thing.
Let's see what.
So save versus Charisma 14 for half damage. 11 psychic. And remember, my version of Heartache isn't like lost love, it's sensations of drowning.
Why are you casting this at 3rd level if you can, if what we get out of that is targeting more than one enemy?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about it.
Oh.
You cast it, and nothing happens. It has no feelings. It has no heart. It has no ache to be done.
Okay.
Luciano, roll a death save.
Let's go.
All right, he's not dead yet.
Not
Simmery,
today.
You are hasted. You are on its shoulder, and you are pummeling it. It has already almost knocked itself silly, but at the same time, it hit you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Okay, first up, we are going to brush our hand against that fancy new tattoo I have. That's acid arrow, and I would like to just kind of point blank that into the skull of this giant.
So you just.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make that a bonus attack for you.
Ooh, yay!
Okay.
Cool.
So just because it's that fast, right?
Sweet.
So go ahead and roll that.
Okay. 30-20.
30-20 hits.
All
Just.
right. So this turn,
You find a notch in the stone to get it into. All right.
It's going to take 4d4, and then at the end of next turn, it'll take additional damage. So
Okay.
10 damage from the acid arrow.
You start to see the acid start to go to work in the crevice.
And then I am going to bonus action rage.
Okay. That's your.
That going.
Okay.
So then I should be able to start clawing away at this thing yet again.
Okay.
Which means I used a spell, which you said was a bonus. Would I still
The acid
get...
arrow and the spell attack all in one. I just counted as a bonus action. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. I was trying to make sure how many attacks I'm supposed to get at this point is my
So
question.
you get 4.
Okay. Beautiful.
Total.
Let's party. We're just gonna claw away.
24 hits.
As it is probably just this full-on feral nature as I'm on top of the shoulder, and it's not both hands, right? It's just the one continuing to claw like a raccoon getting a cotton
You're
candy
basically
water.
grabbing on with one and just wham, wham, wham. All right.
So first attack is 13 damage.
All right.
Second attack, 7. I imagine it's not going to hit.
It did not.
Third, 12. Not going to
Does
hit.
not hit.
Last one, 21.
21 does hit.
For 13 acid
13 more
damage.
points of damage. All right. You're definitely doing some work on it.
Yeah.
Sim is being very successful working that head.
I seem a little too lost in the sauce that is beating up this giant to really understand that Lucy's down and that maybe we shouldn't be here. I'm a little focused at the moment.
Okay. All right. Turja, what are you doing?
Well, I drop my crossbow and I run to Luciano.
Okay.
So that's about 30 feet.
You drop your crossbow and you run to Luciano.
No, I keep my crossbow. I just run to Luciano.
Okay.
Drops aim.
Can I do a medical check on him to try and stabilize him?
Do you have a medical kit or a healer's kit?
No.
Doing
Bill has
CPR.
one arm.
Hands only.
Do you have proficiency in medicine?
No.
You're gonna have a hard time right now.
Yeah, but I just
You
try
can
and
drag
drag
his
him
body.
out of the way. Yeah, I'm gonna just drag him out of the way.
Okay, so you grab a hold and drag. Make an
Yeah.
athletics check.
God help me. Athletics. Oh, 15.
You can move at half. How much movement do you have left?
So my bonus, let's say I used my bonus action to dash.
Your bonus action was okay. To
And then,
dash.
so my normal motion would be 30 feet.
You get half movement right now.
Yeah. So I drag him 15 feet away.
All right, drag. You're dragging him to pin yourself between a building and him. Okay, cool. I get it.
I gotta take him somewhere, okay?
Well, I mean, true. You could move the other way and go towards the cliff of death. I mean, either way is a win, right? So, there's no good decision here. There's no bad one either at this point. You're just staying alive. And dragging him away is certainly safer than not at this stage. All right. Vale, what are you doing?
I see who I was going to heal be dragged away, so I'm not able to.
Mhm.
So I will run up. I've got 35 movement.
Mhm.
Move under the guy.
Mhm.
Now, as a free action, can I toss the healing kit at the rogue?
You can, but the healer kit, I think you have to have proficiency to use it.
No, that's why you buy the healing kit.
Okay. So yeah, you can.
Okay. Catch. All right,
You
and
hear that, and then boom, because you were busy dragging him, this healer's kit bounces off you. But you realize what it is. All right, Vale, what are you doing?
I will attack with the
Okay.
vengeance, the ankles, or whatever is free.
Whatever's available.
Yeah,
It's all stone in the end.
indeed. Here we go. 21.
21 hits.
10 magical slashing. Second attack following on. Fails. Let's see. I will use my action surge, free action,
Mm-hmm.
and attack one more time here.
All righty.
There we go.
Actually, with an action surge, don't you get 2 attacks again?
Oh yeah, I was thinking the haste action. So
21 hits.
1 hits.
Get that good damage.
Ooh, only 7. All right, and the second attack is the glaive is. Ooh,
Natural 20. Oh yeah.
Thank God.
oof. 9 magical slash.
9 slashing. All right. That's with all the bonuses?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Shard, for figuring that out.
All right. By the way, for those of you interested in trying to help out at home, if you check out the link that the Tech Goblin's about to drop in there, you can check out Streamloots and pick up cards that you can craft things with and do all sorts of other cool things with. Plus, you can play those cards during the game, and the players will get to, well, get those bonuses. Or, if you hate them, you can also give me bonuses too. Just saying. Okay, back to the game.
We'll
So-
know where we stand.
You'll know where they stand right away. There it is. Okay, so the stone statue has just been hit by Sim from the Hood, Vale, as he's also tossed a healer's kit to Turja.
Sorry.
And then it is now.
There was one last thing. I had a bonus action
you
left.
got one last thing? Okay.
And I'm using the boon of recovery to recover half my hit points.
Okay.
That is all, sorry.
Okay. Alrighty.
Turn on the AED, Turja.
All right. Yeah, turn on the AED. Here we go. Clear. All right. The statue is now trying to move on Rafe. Oh, I just heard something. What was that? Tech Goblin, can you give me a heads up what that was?
Uh-oh.
It is taking a swing at Vale. I can't remember Vale's name today. Let's see here. And it was a 9, missing. Let's see here. And it takes another swing at Vale. And it was a 12, missing again.
Thank the gods.
All right. It attempts to, you see it charge up. And we're going to see if that works. It does not. And with a random D6 inspiration, hold on one second. DJ D20Den, thank you for that random D6 inspiration. Vale, you get a D6 inspiration.
Ew.
All right. That was after I rolled to see who got it. So thank you very much, DJ D20Den. Let's see here. And hold on a second. Okay. Now, it charges up and nothing happens. It isn't fully charged yet. Rafe, your move.
Actually, at the end of its turn, so it's going to take its second bit of acid damage.
Oh, please
So-
roll that beautiful acid damage.
It's
Does it get any save for this?
Since it's the after effect of the first splash. If it had missed, it'd only be half damage in the one thing. So
Okay.
but
So is that every turn from now on? Or
No,
is that
just the
second
one.
bonus turn damage.
just the
Okay.
one. But it was 5 acid damage against it.
Okay. The sizzling still happens. Rafe, what are you doing?
I'm going
More of the
to
ocean in your ears.
step up here as close as I can get without actually being engaged. And I am casting Thunder Wave at it as it is very nicely put itself up against an outcropping here.
All right.
And I should be able to avoid hitting both Sim and Vale since it's a 15-foot cube.
Well, Sim is on it, and so she's above it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm far enough away from Vale that it should be fine, so let's go ahead and do that.
Thunderwave. Let me double check that here. All right, this ginormous statue is attempting a con save here. And only got a 9, and this thing has a con of 20 with a +5 bonus, so it only got a 9, so it did affect it. The damage
So
was
it-
not,
Yeah, it goes flying 10
or the
feet.
damage is 5.
Damage is
points.
only 5, yeah. But it goes flying 10 feet into whatever that structure is behind it.
Well, we're gonna flavor this a little bit. It doesn't go flying as much as it and bangs into the wall behind it, taking the damage. Dim stays on, no problem.
Yeah.
She's got just a claw hold on this thing as she's pummeling it with her magical arm as much as she can. Do you have any bonus actions or anything else you'd like to do?
No. Just going to remind you that that's a very loud sound.
Yes.
From the canyon.
And you do hear the thunder crack rolling through the valley. flocks of birds everywhere. Luciano, what are you doing?
Am I up or death save? Death save.
Death save.
Let's do it. Oh, not so
So
great.
one pass and one fail.
Still knocked out.
Cimarine, you are hasted. What are you doing?
Well, that was fun. The little movement, that was neat. I think that's enough to kind of make me snap out a little bit for a second and look around. But still, I think where I'm most useful currently is just continuing to attack this as no one else is really running. Seeing that Tertia's taking care of Lucy, we are going to go ahead and continue our attacks.
Okay.
Starting with attack 1. 10's not gonna hit.
A 10 does not.
Nor does an 8.
Oh god.
An 8 does not. You are bouncing off stone. You're not getting them in there.
Yay!
21 will.
21 does. It's the third one. You're like,
Just really getting into it at that point.
Mhm.
The curse is becoming more colorful along the way for 7 acid
7
damage. And
acid
then
damage.
the last one. 24.
Nice.
24 hits.
For 14 acid damage.
14
Oh
acid
wow.
damage.
Okay.
You are seeing cracks and fissures start to form.
Good.
The acid is also dripping down the statue's body, and you're seeing it form additional cracks throughout the shoulder as well. Turja, you got a
Hi.
healer's kit that you've just picked up off the ground as best you could with your free action, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I drag Lucy against the wall. That should be about. Sorry. Yeah, what do you want to call that? 15 feet?
So if you
20
do,
feet?
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, as your
Okay.
movement. 15
So-
feet.
And then I use the healer's kit to try and stabilize Luciano.
Okay. So make a medicine check with 0 proficiency against a DC 10.
Breaking all the ribs.
Well,
Slap in the
so it's a
face.
50%.
damn you! I'll give you advantage because you're using a healer's kit. Or am I misusing a healer's kit here, Josh?
The
Either
healer,
way, I lose.
as an action, she can expend one use of the kit to stabilize a creature
Okay, boom, he's
without
stabilized.
needing to make it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why you have the kit in the first place, right?
all right.
All right, so he's
Thank God,
stabilized.
because we
Boom.
roll a
You're
sucked.
unconscious but stabilized. Luciano.
Yep.
So she, gets out the salve, puts it on, puts the 2 copper lines across, yells clear. You're back, okay?
So for my bonus action, I take the cloak and basically I try and hide us both.
You put the hood up by putting the cloak between you and the.
I stand between Luciano and the bad guy, and I
Put the
put
cloak
up
up.
the hood of the cloak.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're hiding. All
Yeah.
right. Vale, what are you doing?
Well, I look around and not seeing Luciano nearby, I then commit to fully attacking this giant stone monstrosity. Using my climbing speed and movement of 35, I'm going to kind of run up the front of it there.
I will let you do that.
Okay, and I'm going to try and glaive it in the face. That blue spinny thing that hit me with slow, I kind of want to try and thrash my glaive in there.
Okay.
Let's see if that works.
Okay.
And... 18.
18 does not hit.
Okay, second attack. Either. Okay.
14 does not hit. It's bouncing off.
Boing.
Oh, that's right. I
Vale
forgot about
has
that.
been granted inspiration by Pyron?
Peyron.
Peyron 24. Thank you so much, Peyron 24. That's a D6 inspiration for you, and
Is
that's
that-
that's an additional inspiration. So you
advantage.
can re-roll that if you want.
Yeah.
All right, re-roll that 14.
19.
19
So
doesn't
close.
quite hit.
All right. Done.
All right. The statue attempts once more to recharge its ability to do dirty things to you guys. And does not. You see the glowing bright stone brighten up, and then
It's not very bright.
it's bright enough in a place where everything is absorbed by the stone. It attempts to attack Vale. And an 18. Does that hit you?
19 AC, so no.
No. All right. It attempts to attack Rafe on the ground. Does a 23 hit you, Rafe?
Yes. However, I am going to use telekinetic parry, so it has disadvantage on its roll.
Okay, so it attempts to roll again. With disadvantage, it only gets a 20. What does that mean with you rolling a d20 with telekinetic parry?
I don't know why it rolled the die there, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. Sometimes
legitimately,
we make mistakes.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. So does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. Telekinetic parry was the right move. Unfortunately, it just wasn't high enough. You take 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
I will
Ow.
intercept that with my
Okay.
reaction, and that will reduce it by 10 damage.
10 damage reduced. So you take 14 points of bludgeoning
Okay.
damage. As it swings down, you see the glaive swing up under and knock it just aside, just as your telekinetic parry comes through as well. Doing everything possible to keep this thing from doing the damage that it can do. Luciano, you are stable but unconscious. I will let you make a constitution check to regain 1 hit point and become conscious.
Check. You said a check?
Yeah, constitution save.
Okay. Save or check?
Save.
Doesn't really.
Well,
20, with a
You're
20,
20.
you wake up. Bam, 1 hit
Yeah.
point, you're awake. Why is this copper stuff all over my chest?
Trying to get all the little pieces off. If I
Sticky.
come up, do I just lose my turn this turn? Or do I get a bonus?
It's your turn.
Oh, I get the full turn?
No,
Oh, that was my question.
I'll give you a bonus action and half movement if you decide to try to get up.
Yes and yes, please.
Mhm.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm just checking one thing. That is not. Yeah. Okay. I am going to run away. You said half movement. Let me just
Half
double check.
movement.
Where's my? The heck? There. Yeah. Okay. 15.
Ready?
Okay. And as I'm running away, I'm like limping and I'm cursing at this thing and I'm casting Hex again.
All right, and what's it got to roll?
It is no roll. He just loses. He has disadvantage on Wisdom saves now, and will take 1d6 if I do any damage to him.
Okay.
That's why I like Hex. There is
All
no
right.
save.
Cimmering, you are hasted. What are you gonna do? Oh, did you make your DC spell check for concentration on haste, or is haste not a concentration, right?
It is. Hang on a second. Let me make
Okay.
my roll.
It's gonna be a doozy of a roll.
It's a Constitution saving throw, so actually I do kind of okay at those, but not today. No, it's dropped.
Okay.
I'm tired. That's a lot. I'm a little sleepy now. Shaking head of all that extra caffeine wearing off. Not gonna stop me from continuing to just scratch and get at the core of this thing as if it has a brain. It doesn't, but I feel like there might be a nugget deliciously inside of that. So, give it another go.
Okay.
Nope.
8 does not hit, or does not do damage.
Natural
But a
20.
natural 20 does.
Oh!
Oh yeah.
Thank God.
Please describe how this strike hits.
I think again, as you've been describing those fissures, right? I think it's just seeing where one has deepened enough that I can full on reach in, like grab them just a little delicious ant. I don't know, and pushing my hand as far inside of it as possible.
All
I'm
right.
hoping to create a bigger, massive wound to make it easier to hit in the future.
All right. 16 points of beautiful,
Oh,
24
thank
points
God.
of
Before vested.
savage, primal savagery damage.
Yes.
Okay. It is, you're starting to see the fissures are becoming giant, massive openings and cracks within. You're starting to see blue-green glowing from inside the cracks as well.
I think it's like a spatter of acid.
Perja,
too.
you just watched Luciano get up and just start cursing an infernal, and then glancing back and just, and this thing is getting more of that coruscating energy flowing from his body at it. What are you doing?
I take a shot with my crossbow using the lightning setting.
Switching up your crossbow, you pull it to the sights up to your eyes and loose a bolt.
23.
23 hits.
Lucy's cheering.
26 piercing, which I know doesn't work, but we'll try this.
Okay.
5 points lightning damage.
All right. All right. It shatters in and you see it kind of jolt a little bit. And it begins moving again. Vale, what are you doing here?
Did
Stumbling.
Tertia's bolt seem to have effect?
Oh, it did. It did.
Okay.
It's stumbling a little, but it's rearing up to swing.
I yelled out encouragingly, "Keep it up! That worked!" And I will try and jam that glaive in its face again.
All right. Swinging back, you reach in and wham with a 25. You sink it home right into the brow
11
with
magic
11
slash.
slashing damage. How do you want to watch this thing fall?
I want to see it like kind of lean back against the building, and then like all of the magic kind of cascades through it, and does one of those like cinematic. The head explodes as we jump off of it.
As it comes in, the head does shatter, and you see for a brief moment hanging a bright blue, massive topaz the size of your fist that begins to fall down as the body drops. And you ride it shoulders all the way down, and then jump off just as it falls to its side.
Legolas moment.
Yeah.
Everything is quiet after the thundering sound of the giant statue falls once more.
For a second at least. Vale, that was so cool! Vale, bring it in! Come on! That's so cool! You did such a good job!
Thanks. Did you see that giant topaz?
The what?
The giant gem the size of a fist?
Did the gem also crumble into dust? Because I think that would
Nope.
probably be appropriate.
Lucy
Nope.
is like kicking this thing. He's limped up while they're talking, and he's just fucking.
Goes back to the gem.
While this is going on, I'm casting Cure Wounds at 2nd level, twinned, because twins on Cimarine and Luciano. Hang on a second. I'm going to roll the heals. Cimarine, you recover 7. Luciano, you recover 12.
Sorry, so there's loot? There's something we can get from this? At this point, like, kind of starting to shake off the rage.
I'm feeling the rage. I'm fully still in hex. Like, I am. Somebody has to pull me away.
We've flipped the tables on it.
Okay, so
Note to group: do not go near glowing statues. Very bad.
Yeah, for the statues, you fuck. And I'm still kicking at it.
What did I say? The statues, right?
okay. Well,
True.
you're so smart, Vale.
True.
I read it in a book.
No.
We probably should scoot, right? Because that like made a lot of noise between that dropping and then the thunder wave thing, whatever, and just it's a lot of noise.
Is the topaz recoverable?
Do you want to do an investigation to try to find it?
Hells yes.
Okay. Do a quick investigation check. Luckily, it was only a DC 5. It is easy to find. And just as you grab it, you feel it tug as if it's trying to move someplace. And then you see the stone statue start to seal back up and begin to try to reassemble.
Put it in the shared treasure bag. Bag of holding. Bag of holding.
A 5,000 gold piece, fist-sized topaz in a bag of holding. And at that point, you feel, just as it enters the bag of holding, you feel the tug stop. And you see the statue then just and drag itself back to where it was standing before. And by drag, I don't mean it gets up and drags itself. I mean it drags across and just reassembles. And that's it. It does not move again.
I never thought I'd be grateful for your looting impulses.
It's not the first time it's kept me alive. Hey, do you have my healing kit?
I toss it over to him.
It's used, emptied.
It has 10 uses in it.
It does?
It's brand new.
10 uses?
Let me look it up.
You got 9 lives left, buddy.
It's got extra pads. It's good. It's a good 80.
The best 1 gold I've ever spent.
I lost 6 arrows to this thing. And that's where you hear Bart.
Hell have you been?
I was back here firing arrows.
I'm taking my rage on out on him now.
Wait. Slow down there, puppy.
I'm still feeling it. What did you say?
You are still not forgiven for what you did in the jungle, and I am keeping my eye on you.
Trying to decide how much Lucy's gonna give in. I didn't ask for your forgiveness, kitty cat, and then just staring at him.
It's tabaxi.
And tomato, potato.
How about we all just sort of be calm down and wait to talk about this until tempers have cooled a little. I don't want Luciano driving away our only guide through the howling wilderness of the jungle.
Hey, anyone care to look around this killing field right here with me? See if anyone else left some stuff here? I'm sure we weren't the only people ambushed and nearly murdered here.
Probably the only people dumb enough to come here, so we might be, actually.
No, there was definitely some backpacks and stuff we saw before.
Sure. I suppose looting here wouldn't be a bad idea.
Loot.
I will assist you on your looting roll, Vale.
Would that be an investigation for you?
It is. And with a 15.
With
I Bardic inspired him.
Do I,
with
were there
22, okay.
Was one the full advantage and the other just like a D6?
It was a D6.
Well, you get advantage because I'm assisting you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Aside from a lot of rusty old things that are in many cases so old they're just corroded beyond belief, most of the rest of the stuff is just dented or destroyed. I mean, it's been in a humid, wet jungle environment for heaven only knows how long. But you do find 353 gold pieces and assorted coins, including many ancient coins. You also find 422 electrum pieces, specifically separate from the rest of the gold coins, because that was apparently the currency used here at some point. It is ancient currency, but it's still functional currency. Tarnished, yet still valuable. Most of the rest of the stuff has been pulverized multiple times. Even the dried bones, you can see where these hammer blows have certainly done a great deal of horrendous damage. But there is one ring on a figure that you managed to pull, and it's a ring of feather falling. Let's see here. So,
hold it up for folks to see, pass around.
What is it?
Something magical.
Put it on.
I don't advise that.
I'll slip it on.
He puts it on.
Having, well, I guess having seen it now in action, can I make an Arcana roll?
You can.
No idea. Nope.
You see a feather on it. It reminds you of something you've heard of called a feather fall token. Qual's feather token.
Vale, not to make you do something crazy, but does that icon look rather like a featherfall token?
Yeah, I've seen people use the spell before. I mean, we could test it out, or we could wait to attune it.
Put it on. Put it on.
Well, I mean, you should probably make sure that you can actually use it before you jump off anything and count on it.
True.
Jump. Jump.
Jump, jump.
All right.
There's a time and place. I don't think that's right now.
Fine.
The time is now. The place is here.
Where are you gonna find anything taller?
From the roof of this place?
Then go. What do we?
Let's continue on.
Where were we going again? The side?
The light at the side.
Yeah.
Aside, Reed, are you going to put together the plunder in a shared treasure later, or should
It's already there. The feather
Okay.
token. The coins I'll put in later.
Okay.
I don't think you'll be spending a lot here.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Are you sure the dwarves aren't running an open market somewhere?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So what do you wish to do now?
Before we go up to next glowy light, I want to take a spyglass and make sure there's no giant statues over there or that are coming to kill us.
When you say you want to take a giant spyglass, mind you, you're using lanterns and torches and stuff to see. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that aspect. Sorry.
What are you trying to look at now?
Essentially, where the big glowy light is, I'm using the spyglass to see if I can make out any other giant statues that are also glowing.
Well, you don't see any giant statues.
Okay.
Do we see the glow from that direction, though?
You
We
can.
saw
It's a faint
chemicals.
glow, but it's definitely a glow.
Hey, you guys want to go into one of these buildings here and hole up for an hour or so? Mend our wounds?
Yeah,
That
actually,
sounds...
I kind of finally address I'm like, oh yeah, probably couldn't hurt.
All right. As you make your way over there with minimal issues as a party, you find the entrance is massive. Even by giant standards, the entrance here is at least 40-50 feet high. It is double doored, except wide open. From within, a blue-green glow comes out, which you can see now from this doorway appears to be a series of massive, giant-sized equivalent drift globes mounted in place that eternally have lit this area. It leads into a darker, well, not darker, but a well-lit tunnel used by giants and is very ornate within.
can I take a nap?
Like in
Are you
the
gonna
the corner over
Make
here?
camp there.
Let's at least go somewhere a little more sheltered if we make camp.
I mean, it is looking pretty sheltered to me. I mean, it is a large stone roof area. It is well lit.
I
He's
meant more enclosed, I suppose.
maybe not in the middle of the tunnel, but on the side.
You
Yes.
want to go into the tunnel, maybe?
No, just so that we have like a wall at our backs or something, and then people can't see us if they're walking by.
Okay. Well, there are
By the
plenty of alcoves. If you go in, what you see is that there are other doors, large stone ones here and there. But the pathway appears to keep going down. There's giant script on the walls, most of which you cannot fully understand, but you do get the gist of hammer, anvil, forge, that type of stuff as you get further and further down the line.
Here looks good. I point to one of the alcoves.
All right. You step in. Okay.
Yeah.
How large do these alcoves read? Like 9, 10 feet?
20.
20?
They're
Okay.
big.
Oof.
This is giant sized.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that we
Everything's
were
bigger here. Is this Texas?
scaled correctly. So
No.
yeah, there's plenty of room to set up a tent.
Oh, yeah. This is Mazteca.
Well, that doesn't really mean anything, but sure.
Not Texas.
But yeah, so I guess we're gonna set up camp here. We should get to it.
Yes,
Alright.
please.
You guys set your tent up with no problems. It takes you about 20 minutes. From here, if you glance around the side, you can see all the way down. Are you taking a short rest here, I take it, or a long rest?
I think a short.
I mean,
I'm down for either. Both will help
Yeah.
me with my healing.
All right. So you take a short rest. And with that, I think this is the perfect time to go ahead and take a short break for us. And when we come back, we're going to find out what the party. Hey, we're back. So glad to have you all here. Pulling up my DM stuff here. Where we last left off, the party had just finished fighting off a massive protector statue.
Pain in the ass.
That modeled after the giants themselves, but twice as tall at the very least. Until they knocked out the magical topaz, giving it a lot of its power. However, the magic of the stone itself reassembled the statue, although this time not reactivating to attack them. The party made their way quickly through the city, following the glowing blue light to the entrance, which looked like a massive chamber, where they moved in, found a neat little alcove to not be in sight if anyone looked down the tunnel, and of course set up camp. From there, you read a few giant runes and stuff to discover that something about anvil, hammers, and forges are in this tunnel, but you haven't been able to determine anything else. You decided to take a short rest setting up your tent, and this is where I give you all some good news. You have all just leveled up. Some congratulations, excitement. Woo! Excitement. What would you like to do now?
Well, that was nice. Maybe a little creepy because of the forge and all, but it's fine.
I'd like to take another look at the box that we found at the campsite on the way in. The one that we weren't able to open.
Okay.
Pull it out of the pack and take a look at it there. What was the outside like made of, or did it look like again?
It was mostly super thick wood with metal embellishments and enchantments. The silverleaf icon was certainly built into it.
But shaking it doesn't sound like delicate glass type stuff inside.
The
gentle.
It sounds like there's
shake.
definitely stuff inside. How hard are you shaking?
Well, like a kid under the the Winterfest tree. I start gently to try and identify the general contents, and then escalate from there.
It's kind of hard to tell what's inside.
Okay.
It's muffled
Well,
from a little shake.
You want to give another crack at the lockpick? Otherwise, I've got a pick I'm going to try on it.
Actually, I've had an idea about that. So some lock spells have a password.
I had thought about that, and if I could have had a way to reach my mother via ascending, perhaps I could get that, but...
Well, just try saying words that you think might be the password, and then I'll try to pick the lock. It can't hurt.
I mean, it could, but...
How could it hurt?
Luciano
You
just
don't-
wants to start saying words. Any words that can come into his head. Spaghetti! Dwarves! Giants! Fire! He's just saying things.
I cast Detect Magic to see if I can detect any change in the magic when anyone says a potential password.
The abjuration magic is still there. Spaghetti and all the words that have been said out loud so far
Vampire.
have not done anything.
Well, I don't
It's-
really expect Luciano to hit it, but Vale might. Come on,
It would
Vale,
be an-
say something. It
It
can't
would be
hurt
an
to talk.
Elvish. I'll go through...
I'm out. I don't know any Elvish, dude. I'm sorry.
So yeah, compared to the Infernal earlier.
Like, go
silky
through a bunch
smooth.
of them really quickly.
No. I'm doing the specific stuff my mother has said before. Turns of phrase and stuff.
Give me
After
some
he does 4 or
examples.
5 of them, I try to pick the lock.
Give me some examples of some of the things you think your mom might say. Fail. In Elvish.
Yes, in Elvish.
Yeah.
The early librarian shelves all the books.
Nothing happens.
Yeah. I say a bunch of stuff in Elvish, but it's not what my mother would say. It's words of discouragement at at the person who suggested this.
Okay.
It's just not
Brianna,
working.
do you speak Elvish?
Yes, I do, but I don't let on that I speak Elvish. I just
Okay,
sort of
okay, so
mind about this. So today's Vale, tell me, what are you saying?
Why would you drag him away? I was so close. It's just not working. I don't know.
all right, roll to attempt to pick the lock. You guys have leveled up. I'll give you one more shot at it.
I will Bardic Inspire Turja.
Yeah, I'll probably need it.
All right, roll your Bardic Inspiration.
What is that, D6?
1d6. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why I rolled it.
Well, with a 6 plus 18, that takes it above the number.
It's actually nope. Hold up. It's 8. It's a D8. 5th level. D8.
I'll roll a D8, but if it's lower than a 6, you still get a 6. Go for it. And okay, so it's 6 plus tools plus 1. That counts as lockpicks for Brianna. Thank you, Peron24. Really appreciate that. That's very cool of you. The lock, actually, you hear in like Vale. You're saying what to her as this is going on?
I bet you couldn't hit the broadside of the statue.
Clink, clink, clunk, clunk, clink, clunk, dunk. The lock turns. Honk.
I'll be a damned bard.
Is you?
In Elvish.
Oh.
The lock is obviously opened.
I look at Vale for a second.
Before we open the lid,
Oh, okay.
where was this kept when you were fighting with this giant?
His backpack.
Okay, thank you. Who's opening it?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
You open it?
Bark in the coach.
Within is a great deal of really old leather wrapping, folds of it to keep things in place. What looks like wet stuff within, and a bunch of shattered glass from 2 different beakers, a ring, a book wrapped finely and not wet, and a quill, an ink set that is still stoppered and okay, and a number of other items, including a coin purse and a few other things. Some lightly stained vellum paper, blank for writing, and a few other accoutrements, including, and in the top of the chest is a picture, painted mural, of what is obviously your mother and very likely your father.
She still looks as beautiful today.
Doesn't change. She hasn't changed a bit, really.
Tertia, thank you so much for opening that. I didn't think you'd be able to.
Well, I'm better at this than at shooting giants.
Oh.
Giving Val a significant look of, don't do that again.
I put the actual pick that I was going to use, like a war pick, back into the bag. Guess I won't be needing that.
If the book has anything to do, obviously you want to read your mother's book first, but if the book has anything to do with our situation, I assume we'll be able to read it.
Yes. As long as I can.
Well,
can read yours.
Well,
book swap.
If you can read mine is really the operative thing. It's not as though it's private.
You know how many diaries I've read in my day? I digress. I'll pick up the book gingerly and.
By the way, I still have detect magic up. Is there any magic on any of these items that I can see?
Well, the liquid had essences of various different types of magic, but they're kind of muddled together now. It's kind of hard to read. The ring has abjuration magic on it as well, but it is separate from the lock's abjuration magic, which was obscuring what was inside, as well as the enhancing the lock. The rest of the contents, nothing really magical about it, but the ring has abjuration magic on it.
I point at the ring and I say, by the way, this has magic on it.
Wow.
It's abjuration magic. It's probably not dangerous, but just for your awareness.
Of course. Thank you. We'll sort that out later, but I'll crack the book open and page through it. And as I'm looking at it, anyone who sees Vale's face, any of the darkness that's nearby, kind of little tendrils of it come out and swirl around, coming into his eyes until his eyes become pools of darkness. And when he looks, suddenly all the white's gone and it's just solid black. And he's just paging through the book, fingers flowing over the words.
Okay. You get bits and pieces. Make a DC check for me here. Or, read a history check, because you're reading through this stuff historically. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
20.
Nice.
20. Okay. The city is probably over 100,000 years old. And they figured this out from star charts that were carved in some of the murals before versus where they are now. They were able to do some figuring mathematically to determine the time those murals were made versus where they are now. Something happened at some point much later than some other things you find out about. And the giants decided to just leave. Something happened. You don't know what. And in the process of doing that, they left their cylindrical notes to people who came looking for them from the giant community to let them know where they had gone. And those notes are often put by the front door so that if someone comes in to the abandoned house, they can find them. The giants mastered something called nullstone crafting. Nullstone is a rare stone fallen from the stars, which is what this city is made out of. Nullstone cannot be destroyed by mortal magic, and it heals itself from whatever form its in-state was. In the camp, they had found an old disc that they called the key. Pyrrhus the Great was the emperor of this village, but had become Pyrrhus the Fallen in later historical texts, after attempting to strike a deal for immortality. Feral dwarven tribes hide amongst the buildings. They are superstitious and avoid the buildings attached to cliff faces or going into the cliffs themselves. Promethicus, the War Master and High Priest of Annam, were able to subdue Pyrrhus the Great, but at great cost, and entombed his body after they had, taken him down. You're having some trouble understanding the rest, but if you share it with someone, you might be able to figure it out.
Persia, care to take a look? If I could see the other journal you have? As my eyes remain solid black.
I get a look at his eyes as I turn to look at him, and I just recoil a little bit, but I hand him the journal and I take his. I take Sahir's journal. I hand him Sahir's journal.
Spider? Is there a spider?
What happened to your eyes?
What are you talking about?
The solid black.
It finally happened? What? Hold on. I
What
dig
finally
through
happened?
I dig through my little.
He hit
list kit,
vampire puberty.
and I pull out a little hand mirror. Huh. I mean, kind of. Yeah. I mean,
Oh, I love it.
can I see your mentor's journal?
I gave it to you.
Yeah, she gave it to. So you guys begin playing a game, and the rest of you can see this happening of them looking at journals and grabbing each other's journals back and forth and cross-referencing things. And you figure out the following extra items, working together, okay? Nullstone has been shaped by the giants, obviously. Their magic somehow has found a way, or at least at one point, found a way to craft with this stuff. There are varieties of things like plinths, monoliths, and other devices that can be used with things. And their magic is amplified or nullified more often than not, depending on what it is. The monoliths and other things are controlled by keys, but so are other things too. But interestingly, as you go through, you discover some things from one that you're then able to figure out from the other. And what you figured out from both of them, which required both journals to figure out, was that the keys themselves aren't just simply discs. They are also ranked that determine if certain things work or not. So if you didn't have the authority to do something, your key wouldn't work anyway. But then there are various different ranks. So it starts at low ranking forge masters activating certain things on the forge versus a battle captain or a duke or the war master or seneschal of a group. And then finally the royal king or emperor. The camp had found a key that turns out, based on the stuff you found from Turge's guide, that had described some of these ranks as a battle captain's key, but no one knows what happened to it. It's gone. The key that you have is a royal key.
How did we tell that the key was a royal key?
Because it glowed with an icon that indicated by giant.
Ah, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah. And you determine that whatever that thing is that happened, that the giants decided to leave the city, occurred much later than the intimation of Pyrrhus the Great, who became Pyrrhus the Fallen. But whatever it was after the fact.
No nifty translation of what it said on the cylinders?
They said that they were notes that got left, but they didn't translate all of them. The various mentions of some of those are things like, the family of Firehouse 3 is moved on to a different location, and they mention a city that no one's ever heard of. By the great eye of Anam, we will make it and make our way into new territory and growth and opportunity.
So that Nullstone, those statues we fought, that's why it went back together. I kind of hit Luciano. Ha! Figured it out.
Luciano, who's been spaced out.
But that may also explain why some of the spells that were cast on it may not have had some of the effects you desired in some cases. It depends on what it's keyed up to do, but yeah.
Remind me.
Take a second look at that topaz.
You're joking, right? I mean, isn't there a very good chance it would just go flying back to the thing?
Maybe not, now that the statue's put together again.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
let's wait until later. Let's wait until we're further away from the statue.
Probably a smart
Let it
choice.
save. Yeah.
I'm gonna lean
Whatever
over
that
to
thought was in
Sim
your head, it tugs away.
and say,
But-
"Hey, Do I look like that when I have books?
Focus?
Books. You know, to read.
Yeah, but like look like what? Focused?
I, whatever it is they're doing over there.
I mean, kinda.
It's awkward to learn that about yourself.
It's not so bad. Do you want to go join? Go have fun. Do the book
maybe
thing.
a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Are they always like this when those two get books? Do they just trade them back and forth? I've never seen two people talk so fast.
I've never actually seen Terja do this before, but this is the first thing she's really actually been interested in.
True.
I think it's been a long time coming. You know, we've collected a lot of books, haven't had a lot of time to sit and compare notes.
Mm-hmm. Then you get to the line, Terja, where it says things like, the brief interludes, we did spot that, one of our guides was absolutely pulverized by a statue on the eastern side of town. What we've discovered is the statues that have glowing blue-green light are the ones to avoid. Something has activated them while we were here.
I glare at the text, but I don't say anything.
Is there any drumming going on still?
No, everything got real quiet.
At least now we know that the buildings on the cliff edges are safe to rest in, that the doors won't go in there.
Oh, hey, during that short rest, did I confirm what that feather thing was? It's been an hour.
It is a ring of feather falling. The other ring in your mother's chest had a symbol of fire on it.
Very likely a ring of fire.
It was made in
if it had
dwarven.
abjuration.
It's a ring of dwarven make, so it's a little more blocky than most. But it resizes to fit any finger that's placed within. But it appears to be. I mean, you'd have to either put it on and attune to it, or pass an Arcana check to be sure of what that ring means.
Terja, care to help me out?
Sure.
All right. I'll roll with advantage.
Okay. All right, that's a 21. You don't need to roll.
All right.
That is a ring of fire resistance.
Well, I mean, considering where we're at, I kind of have it in my hand. Sim, Terja?
You read through some of the early stuff in your mom's or your parents' book, because it's got writing from your dad in there too, which is kind of nice. You see occasionally like little hearts to each other, but early on there's some lists of things that they
Get a room.
Some of the lists reflect some of the things they were concerned about when they heard rumors that this discovery had been made, that if it's a former area of fire giants, heat would probably be a problem, and they brought a ring just in case. Your father insisted on it.
I always heard he was smart.
Wait, sorry. Did you not know your dad?
No, I think he got killed or got turned by whatever attacked my mom. I never met him.
Sorry. It's hard. Sorry.
Hey, them's the breaks, So, 2 rings here. I'm sure we're going to be doing some more walking. The feather fall and the fire resistance. Who can best utilize it?
To be honest with you, you're the one who goes vertical most often.
True.
Okay, well, I'll keep it on then. The fire resistance then?
Maybe also you. I don't know, man. You're kind of in there a lot.
It
Okay.
would either be you or potentially Luciano, depending on what he's done.
All right. I'll slip it on for now, and we swap it up later.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna
You
get
mean-
stuck on you. You'll be fine.
What do you mean, Rafe? What Luciano's done?
Well, his magic smells different.
It
I'm sorry?
smells different?
Oh yeah.
I immediately turn around and I go back. I immediately shift using my disguise hat to emo Lucy, and I'm just kicking rocks.
Hey, I speak infernal. What was the infernal you were yelling during combat there, buddy?
Was he actually cursing in Infernal, or was Infernal just an adjective to describe the nature of the cursing?
It was an infernal.
Oh,
What?
Reed, what was he yelling in infernal?
He was
Oh,
yelling all sorts of cursing. But it's not
Repeat
light.
that back. These are pretty strong words there.
Strong feelings, you know. I just keep kicking rocks. I'm sad, Lucy. Wasn't even worth it.
Worth what?
I turned to Sim and I'm just like, Sim, I didn't tell you about something I did.
Lucy, what'd you do, buddy?
I have made a pact with the devil or demon.
You don't know.
No, I know. I have the contract.
There's a contract?
which is it then? Devil or
It
demon?
may be rude of me to say this, Luciano, but you are descended from devils, correct?
How dare you? My parents are human.
Right, but somewhere back there, the devil.
I don't know.
Correct?
Couldn't tell you. Don't really know much.
Hmm.
I just know I'm not like other my other family members. They didn't like me. And I'm crying. This Luciano's just.
Yeah, I don't think we're done with the contract thing though, bud. That's hard. Good try though.
Immediately, tears kind of stop. I was trying really hard.
Can you explain why you chose to sign a contract with the devil or a demon, whichever it is? Which
Yeah,
is
Lizzie.
it?
For the same reason, it was supposed to help. It was supposed to make things better. And today's a reason is a great example of that. It didn't.
Yeah, because that stuff is the worst, Lucy. I
It
thought
was
we've talked
supposed-
about this.
It was supposed
The
to
last
make things
time
better?
we had a big fight, I went down. Akak came to me. He made me a deal that he'd bring me back. I had to get back. I had to help you all. It was a miserable fight. Like we were losing. I didn't know what to do. I felt like I needed to protect everybody, so I came. I made the deal. There may have been other components to the deal. Extra powers, yada yada yada, which I thought again would be helpful. I thought it would make me stronger and I could protect people. And today's a prime example that it didn't work. Nothing I have done has made me stronger. I have now made a pact with a demon. I'm part werewolf apparently. I still don't even understand what the hell's going on with that. It's a mess.
It must have been when those wolves attacked us.
So, the contract. Devil or demon?
I kind of pull it out.
Devil.
Yeah. Do you guys remember Kakadak? Kakadak appeared to everybody at the beginning, right? I'm pretty sure.
Well, the crow appeared to everybody. but
Yeah.
The crow
You guys
didn't
remember that
necessarily
crow?
reveal himself to everybody.
You mean the bastard crow that kept wandering around offering me deals?
He offered me a
I
deal
can't
too
speak to that specific crow.
when Garlo died.
Yeah. That one. That's the guy I made the deal with.
Seems like a trustworthy character.
Can someone walk
I mean,
me through
he-
that contract?
Yeah, I look at it and I look to Vale. Can you help me, Vale?
I can.
Gotta pull it up.
I can. Yeah, I can. You want me to read it?
I'm
Or,
looking. I can find it. I'm useless.
At the realization that Luciano signed a contract that he clearly wasn't even able to read, the merchant's daughter just sort of reacts with pure horror and says, "You signed it without reading it?"
I was dying and everybody was being hurt. What was I supposed to do?
Read the contract!
There was no time.
There's always time with a magical contract. But this is neither here nor there. He can't learn this lesson now.
Stop trying to teach me things. And I kind of uncrumple my contract, take it out of my pocket, kind of flatten it out. So the first one, obviously, restore full life. Great. I agreed to install and place of worship.
Sorry, what?
And I just made a tiny deal to help introduce and install 5 chosen of Beelzebub to a place of divine worship.
We can't help you if you don't tell us, Lucy.
I don't know. It was a lot. And I have Rafe, and I didn't want to make Rafe upset.
He never gets upset.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I'm supposed to help install some people into a temple. That's one. The second one I didn't really touch. See? Look at that. Smart guy. Smart guy. Didn't do the second one.
That's the second one.
No, I didn't do it. It's fine. We don't need to know the second one because I didn't do it.
I think we need to know.
It was just that I would agree to conjure forth a devil in service to me, and it would remain under my command.
Well, this does narrow it down. It was a deal with the devil. It sounds like the deal was with an agent of
Yeah.
Beelzebub. Is that correct?
Beelzebub, yeah. But specifically, the third one is Kakadak agreed to impart some powers to me in order to make me stronger so I could protect you.
Out of the kindness of his heart.
I can't speak on their kindness, only of the power that I was granted. It's real.
Exchange for?
To immediately lock claim and ownership of my everlasting soul.
Well,
Out of curiosity, do you know which devil you're descended from? Because when they find out that another one has tried to claim your soul, there's going to be a fight.
As far as I know, I'm only descended from humans. I couldn't tell you anything about devils.
Well, a problem for future Luciano, I guess.
I go up and give Lucy the biggest bear hug possible, while also whispering in your ear, "You are so dumb."
And this is the real waterfall.
As you realize that your bruised body almost was killed today,
Yeah.
giving up your everlasting soul.
Do you think Kakanak could help bring Garlo back?
It doesn't matter. No.
I don't think Garlo would be okay with it.
Okay.
So yeah, That's it. Cards on the table. I say with my fingers crossed behind my back.
If he's got his fingers crossed behind his back, can we do a deception check?
Yes.
That is, you can do a deception check. That's fine.
So what
With
do I roll?
disadvantage for anybody checking.
Well,
Well, I mean, we're checking Luciana's deception, so we're not deceiving.
oh,
ourselves.
you're right.
So what
You're
do we
right.
roll?
I got excited.
You're doing an insight check.
Thank you.
Can I do a deception check?
Maybe
Can I do-
Simarine's hiding that she knows whatever the truth is.
Can I do deception?
And you
Yes,
said
you can.
disadvantage?
Yes, you guys have disadvantage at determining.
Damn, I was doing so well for a little while there.
All right, go ahead and roll a deception check for me there.
I did.
Luciano.
22.
22. Yep, Luciano's honest as can be. Trust Luciano. He takes good care of you guys. He may not be the toughest or the bravest, but you know he's telling you the truth right now.
Biggest smile.
Well, it is kind of spilled milk, which means we just gotta make the best of it with what we can. Don't do that second one. Don't go any more than you got it, buddy. Just don't.
I don't plan on it. But yeah. Noted. I can see in hindsight it was maybe not the best idea.
It's not your fault. I mean, it is because you said yes, let's make a deal. But like, creatures like that are really good at finding people who are at their weakest and exploiting them. So you were handled poorly, and that really sucks.
Thank you, Sim. It's been really hard. I honestly didn't know what to do with this or how to tell you guys. I was trying to work with Vale to see if there was any possible way out of this, but it's looking pretty rock solid.
Perhaps we can find a way to renegotiate the contract later.
Or you make sure that you never die, you know? Learn to control that werewolf side. Make sure you don't ever face that same situation again, bleeding out.
Fair. Yeah, definitely worth a try. And Luciano's getting like very uncomfortable. I'm just like, oh god. So Vale, your parents? That's got to be a lot, right?
Yeah. I mean, she always said, "Hey, never come back here," and I can see why.
Big sigh.
Yeah.
It's okay, bud. We're here for you. I say as I rub his back.
So, the journal said that they thought somebody had activated those statues and stuff when they were here. So, you think maybe those dwarves did something, or something else?
Those doors barely looked. They looked like little more than animals when we found them. I'm not sure they could do it on purpose. At most by accident.
Wow.
The journal said they were a very superstitious lot. You know, they could have been doing what they remembered to do, and you know, activated by instinct almost, or ritual rather. We could go talk to them, or I could phrase it more strongly. We could go interrogate them, or offer them some trail mix.
I say
Yeah.
let's go talk to the little men.
They didn't seem like they wanted to talk to us when we ran into them the first time.
Well, I mean,
Go ahead.
we don't have to kill them, but we can certainly make them think that we would kill them, right?
Well,
If they're not talking?
there are many more of them than there are of us, is what I'm concerned about.
I mean, if
Approaching them
they're-
safely.
Did you
I
see
think
how
if they were that
they-
strong, they would be like the alpha predator down here, rolling out strong, not cowering in their subdivided repurposed
They
giant
were
hovel?
The
extremely pale.
dwarves strike me as neither strong nor weak relative to their environment, but they definitely prefer to hide.
Oh, real quick. Side note.
Mhm.
Can I retcon something and say that I used Song of Rest during our short rest?
Yeah, I'll let you. I'll make it so. Yeah,
If anybody
I'll
needs it,
allow
you get an extra D6.
Nice.
Boom. Six.
with
six,
a
six,
6.
six. Or you get a 6.
So what's the worst that happens if we go talk to him? Maybe we make some
He at
friends.
us and we die.
Hey, you just survived whatever the hell that. And I gesture towards the distant standing statue.
Luciano has a new fear of death, so he's kind of like inching towards Turgis' side right now.
Do we have to go in all weapons out? Can we try the nice way?
100%.
I'm happy to make an introduction. I'm good with people.
And they like drumming.
Is there any
Uh,
final things you guys want to check in the books before you go?
Oh, yeah. If there's like a general map or any things of significance in regards to maybe where those keys would activate stuff. Basically, places to check out instead of just randomly kind of moving
I need a
about.
tourism guide.
Admittedly, they hadn't fully explored the entire city. They mentioned when the blue-green lights came on about 2 days after they had opened the tomb of Pyrrhus the Fallen. Make an investigation check for me real quick.
Okay. Oof. Too caught up in my mother's handwriting.
So what you
elf
are
script.
able to pull up from that discussion is when they popped open the tomb, it's like high pressure dust had flown out, and it was cold and everything else, and then immediately disappeared and dissipated.
Oh,
Dust
And
cannon.
then a few days, you can tell by the other dates there, because you go back to where like when they opened the tomb, and that came up. And then like 2 days later, some of these lights started winking on.
yeah. So if they opened the tomb and the tomb had the Empiric Fire Giant in it, he escaped. He was royalty. Starts activating stuff in the city, taking them out as they're here.
Flipping
And then
through the
it's-
book further and further, you start to hear about how various different people, are coming up dead. And then there was a group where one of them out of 5 made it out of one of the tunnels they were investigating, one of these large shafted areas that were well lit. About a man approaching them, humanoid size, normal size. But then he started attacking them with a savagery and a ferocity they'd never seen before.
Maybe the dwarves do have something to truly be fearful of down here. Assuming it's still here.
Does it say anywhere there about where any of the obelisks might be?
That's what I was looking for. I didn't see anything. It doesn't sound like they explored the entire city.
With a 5, you didn't get it.
Can I take another look myself, or is that?
I'm gonna. Yeah, we're not playing the everybody takes a look at the book game. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, you know what the monoliths tend to look like, but they are not always shaped the same. Is what your book is able to tell you, Turja. But now, if you roll an investigation check, I'll give you one more clue, depending on what you get.
But Wraith, Lucy,
Woohoo!
Sim, maybe
Well-
we could triangulate someone.
With a 25 in your book, Turja, bouncing back and forth between the two books, you uncover the monoliths have really 6 settings, 0 through 6. The key goes right in front. It sticks to it. No one's ever actually seen this happen, but it's in the readings and writings that are mentioned in the instructions and other places. At setting 0, nothing. It's off. At setting 1, all teleports and divination magic within 500 miles. And it's a conversion. It's written in these giant units of measurement, but they've converted it. 500 miles roughly stops working. Basically, it will not work within 500 miles there. Anything that goes through it would not work. Anything that moves past it, it stops beforehand. At setting 2, all divine magic within 500 miles stops working. At setting 3, all arcane magic only within 500 miles stops working. At setting 4, all magic stops working in 500 miles. At setting 5, the language is confusing. Something about the final solution. And something about 500 miles of crater. And whatever these were, they were created during the Great Wars with the dragons.
It's a good thing we got the party key when we went through the settings.
The good thing we got the what? I'm sorry.
The party key at the stadium.
Ah.
That was a plinth, not a monolith.
Oh.
So whatever you do, don't put this on a monolith and turn it all the way. It doesn't translate exactly what happens, but it doesn't sound what I've managed to. What it did translate sounded very, very bad. As in, we're all going to die bad.
I don't like that.
No.
500 miles of crater.
Well,
The options?
well, it sounds like one is here. Other people are probably coming to try and get it. We need to find it, right?
The monolith?
Why do we have to keep doing things?
Lucy on this one.
Okay, well, maybe there's a way we just take this out of the equation. Find a way to destroy the city. And not us.
Destroy the city?
Yeah.
I'm looking around at this huge thing of nearly indestructible black stone going, yeah. No.
Okay. Fill it with lava. Bury it with mud turned to stone.
Well, we could try and flood it.
Yeah.
Where's the key now?
Still safe in the bag of holding, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Are we talking to the dwarves?
Take the key out and see. I'm feeling more and more like keys call out to keys, plinths, monoliths.
Let's keep it in the. I don't. No, just no.
Let's take a vote.
We already drowned a shit by taking that. Do we really need to kill more people?
Yes.
No. Put it back.
What? Put what back?
The key.
Who's got the bag of holding with the key?
Didn't Bell just take out the key? Isn't that what he just said?
No. He
I
said
was
let's
saying-
take a vote.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Do they always argue like this?
This level is new.
It's like there's so much tension there. It's uncanny.
Luciano looks at him with such just like.
Were they ever?
Oh
No.
yes, they were boyfriend and girlfriend briefly.
Oh, I see. It all makes sense
Yeah.
now.
Thinking about it.
I'll pull the key out then.
No!
Okay, you pull the key out.
Yeah.
The thing's trackable. We know that.
It's
we
a
need to
very
know
heavy
it's trackable.
stone. Made of the same stuff that everything else is in this city. It absorbs all light. It is not doing anything right now. It is not lighting up from inside. There's no icons on it. There's nothing there.
Look, we should have had a revelation in reading all this. The red-haired
saying.
vampire with the bad guys seems like he's the former ruler from here that sought out, great power. Pyrrhus the Great became Pyrrhus the Fallen. So it's not like he doesn't know where this place is.
Well, yes, but he doesn't need to know that the key's here. He clearly wants it.
Who's to say he doesn't? I'm sure they probably have another key. There's multiple keys.
Well, that doesn't mean we have to give him this one. Put it back. We don't. Do you want that flying ship to come down on us and try and kill us again?
We're never going to learn anything.
Yes, but that doesn't mean we have to have it out all the time. How many people do you want to have? How many more people do you want to die for this damned thing?
I mean, I don't personally know any of the dwarves here. It seemed...
I grab it from it, stuff it back in the bag of holding. We can take it out when there's a reason. There's no reason right now. We don't need to take senseless risks.
When will we know when it's time to take it out?
Well, we took it out at the Colosseum, didn't we? When we find a monolith or a black stone with a handy little dent in it.
I'm willing to take the risk to have.
I'm not. Bob, do you want to risk having a flying ship come down on your head and kill you?
I've never seen a flying ship before, except for when they pass over the city occasionally.
You want to see it try to kill you?
Well, of course not, but I've never seen one try to kill me. How are they going to get down here through all the vines?
Who says they have to come down here? They can throw things at us. That's what they did the first time they tried to kill us.
Well, I think these buildings are very sturdy.
I would rather be here than on the open ocean, having stuff thrown at us from a flying ship.
Why are you invoking my name? I am just here to be your guide.
Well, presumably you want to survive the experience.
Yes, but there are 3 other people here you should probably be talking to.
They're probably already on Vel's side.
Well,
pretty big assumption there, Terja.
Yeah, hold on.
Why don't you ask them before you say anything?
Why would you think that? It's not about, who's right. It's just a lot going on.
I assumed you didn't want to die. Well, you didn't say anything, so I assumed you were on his side.
There's a lot going on. Sometimes it takes a moment to think and keep up.
All right.
Only side I'm ever on is my own. And then sometimes Sims.
Raise your hand if you're on the side of not dying by being killed by people in a flying ship. And I raise my hand.
And I counter that with yes, but also we don't know that taking the disc out means death by flying ship. Just like we don't know that bringing the key out is going to do anything. I'm not saying either one of you is right or wrong. I'm just saying we should maybe go with something we know.
Right.
We talked about talking to the dwarves. Why don't we do that?
Put the rock in the bag and I'll talk to the doors.
Deal.
Who
The
here
rock.
speaks Dwarven, just out of curiosity?
Nobody.
I do.
Oh, I don't. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Two.
No one.
Okay.
Start walking across to the building, not along the side of the cliff, near the center of the 3. That's where I'm heading.
This one right here?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are all walking as a party?
I don't know.
It's not a loaded question. I just need to know who's staying, who's going, whatever is going on.
Oh, I'm going. Yeah.
It's a loaded question only if you make it one. Okay.
Secure
So
the
you
books and stuff,
There is a door on this side of the wall, should you wish to use or attempt to use.
What's the most difficult way possible that we could approach this?
You can go through the roof hatch if it has one.
I would look at Turja. Easy way or the hard way?
The easy way. I look at him like he's crazy. Why would anyone do the hard way if they don't have to?
I don't know, Turja.
So there is the large giant door. To the side, there is a small dwarven door.
We going? We determined last time that knocking really didn't bring them to us. We also determined that going in is bad. Middle ground? Anyone? Is there one?
Open the door and give a hearty dwarven greeting.
That's probably your best option.
Hearty dwarven greeting.
It's okay. I'm gonna walk up to the door, open it, and yell in, "Hello, the hall" in Dwarven.
Make a perception check.
Tim, were you learning Dwarvish or were you learning a little different language from Wraith? I couldn't remember.
I was learning Orcish, I think.
Orcish. Oh, maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Big fight, small fight. Important words.
Okay. On the mention of the word hall, a blue light comes on.
Is this for us? Did we go in? Out? I don't know Dwarvish customs.
I don't know Dwarvish customs either.
You can summon beer, right, Luciano?
That's
I
a
can't
good call.
summon beer. I can summon a mug. I show him summoning a mug.
I got a flask.
And I kind of throw the mug as it disappears. Yeah, I kind of lead my head in and I'm hello, and I'm looking around.
It's a long hallway. Goes to another door.
I think we should go.
I think we should go. I think it's inviting us in. I agree.
Push
And I like-
Ray forward as he's the one that was speaking.
Where is
We'll
Turgid
start-
and Vale during all this?
I'm in the back.
I'll go in the front.
Okay. Okay. Vale rolls in the front, Rafe right behind him to yell over the shoulder. Turgid's in the back. Sim is where?
Behind Ray, push him forward.
Behind Rafe, continuing to shove him forward. And Luciano is in front of Turgid. Okay. So you make it to the other doorway. The door is already ajar.
And I guess through the crack, I'll just say again, "Hello, the hall."
And the light goes out in the hall.
Oh, interesting. I'm going
Clap
to
on.
repeat. I'm going to repeat the word "hall."
Light goes on.
How did you
and then
do
in
that?
In common, I'm going to say, apparently that's the trigger word for the lights.
So,
Good to know.
are we home invading then? Was that not a signal for us to come in?
Technically, but we're here now, so
Nobody might be home.
Okay.
Look at that door.
I think, given the right circumstances, we're all a very lovely group of people, and people like us. So I think this won't be so hard once we actually not run into people.
Yes.
I'll lift the door that's ajar to the side, assuming it's off the hinges or whatever it takes to.
No, it's
Make
not
it
off its
navigable?
hinges. It's just unopened. It's just not
okay.
shut all the way.
Open
So
it.
you guys, the stone door opens further. You step in to a room that is stone floored and massive in size.
The whole
No
room is-
furniture. No nothing. Very dark.
All.
I cast dancing lights.
All the dancing lights come out, one right after the other. You can see it's just dim in here. There is the front door, though, and a cylindrical stone right in front of it.
I'll go check it out.
All right. Who here speaks giant?
I can read it now.
You can?
I can now.
Why?
My eyes.
You can
His
now.
eyes. So it's a goodbye letter. Apparently, with all the business declining and the opportunities going elsewhere, as well as whatever stricken sickness has occurred, everyone's leaving.
Crime was on the rise. Their business tanked. They had to move.
Everyone else is leaving. They're moving their way up to northern Mataka, whatever that is. That's some city you've never heard of. And they hope to see you in the clouds.
Wow.
Very cool. Beautiful.
Oh,
Poetry.
I bet there aren't any dwarves up here because it's the higher tier of the city, and they would have had to get past the guardians and stuff. And superstitious, they probably never came up here. Often, I don't know.
Just as
It's a
you say
theory.
that, you hear a door close. Just out of sight from your lights.
Oh,
Hello?
I'll throw the drift globe up to kick out more light.
There are a few
Lumens.
dwarven doors, but there is one that is closed. The other two are slightly ajar.
Something. You say like we're friends to dwarves, and the old ones that walked here.
Couldn't hurt. Probably someone who can speak it, though.
Has to be somebody who speaks giant
You mean Dwarvish?
or dwarvish, yeah. Is that
I,
Ray
I say in Dwarvish in a loud tone. We're here in peace. We just want to talk.
What do you know? Does she? No?
Always surprises with this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go for that center door. Back him into a corner again. We're walking to a trap.
Okay.
Follow.
Pull it open.
All right. You open the door.
Yes.
The door opens. And from within, you see a smaller room. It looked like it had a cupboard and a few other things in it at some point, dwarven sized. And what appears to be a mother with her dwarven child cowering, hiding.
Oh, right.
She is
Uh-huh.
wearing what can only be described as hides and woven plant-like material.
Got woman and child here. Woman and child. And I back off, motioning for Ray for someone else to come up who doesn't look like me.
Use that heart spell. It's okay. I kind of show hands.
Get down on a knee and try to get a flower grown in a hand. Okay. Peace.
I apologize. We did not mean to scare you.
Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
You get
Yeah, Rafe is speaking Dwarvish.
Okay.
statements like, It's broken, but you get the gist of go away. We mean you no trouble.
We understand that, but we have questions, and you're the only people here who could potentially answer them.
No. You must speak to tribal elders.
Where can we find the elders?
Here.
There was
They're
nobody
here?
back there.
Yes. There's two other doors.
Oh, okay. Through these doors, then.
We
She's
go through
in
door number one.
The
or
cupboard
door
area.
number
She's
two?
like basically got her child behind her.
Yeah, we chose the one path that had the door closed after we were in here. It was the other two doors.
I'm gonna say I'm just very apologetic. I'm so sorry. We're gonna leave. Thank you. I hope you have a lovely whatever time
Why
of day.
does your friend have horns?
Some issue in his past with devils. He's not one
this-
himself.
We have not seen those with pointed ears in years.
Yes. As far as I know, elves aren't too common here.
And pointlessly tall.
I agree.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You said the elders are in the other room.
There are elders of the different tribes in each tribal house.
Okay. And I'm going to switch to common and relay that piece of information. Okay, well, so sorry
Please,
to disturb you.
Do not hurt us.
Going to leave you alone? And I'm going to start stepping back.
Gone to be with you. Close the door.
And close that door, and I guess
Yeah.
knock on the other one?
Okay, how do you knock?
Do I know any culturally relevant knocks for dwarves?
I would say outside of like, some of the dwarves who were in the Temple of God that used to do funny stuff, like percussion-y type stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing
Okay.
very serious.
Then the simple 3 knocks.
Echoes through the large room that you're standing in. And you see someone open the door. Eyes get really big.
Please wait. We need to speak with one of your elders.
He grumbles something that you don't quite understand, and 4 other people appear by the door, and the door opens. They have spears made of some kind of
Okay.
root wood that has been around for a while and tipped with black stone.
We mean you no harm. We would like to speak with your elder.
Another one shows up from behind them, stocky, well built. A variety of vines and other things interwoven through their clothing, made of woven grass and other hides. He looks you over. Tell me something. Why are you here?
Because we left the forest.
We came
He's
to
pointing to Rafe.
investigate.
He's talking to Rafe
Yeah.
because Rafe's talking in Dwarvish.
We came to investigate this place because one of our companions' parents was here a long while ago, and we are trying to trace their path.
It was they who unlocked The vicious beast that unlocked the stone death.
The stone death. That's actually what we were hoping you could tell us more about.
You may enter, but you are being watched.
Quite understandable. Thank you. And in common, I'll turn and say, the elder is willing to speak with us. No sudden movements. Don't reach for a weapon. And if you don't speak Dwarven, please don't say anything.
You guys are all led in, one by one in a line, to an area. There are wooden seats, if you could call them that, gathered around what appears to be a fire of some sort. People's huts and wooden scaffolding line the walls of whatever this room used to be. You are led in and sat down. Across the way, there is a very old, gnarled dwarf, pale in skin, long in beard. You come. Why?
And at this point,
the same question over and over again.
Yeah. At this point, I'm going to turn to Terja and let her handle it this time.
I sort of give Rafe a surprised look, and then I say, "We wish to ask you some questions about what happened here when this man's parents were here. An expedition that came, what was, I turn to Val and I comment and say, 50 years ago, Val? Was that it?
50. I'll write down answers as you ask. 50.
A group of people came here to study the city about 50 years ago. We wanted to ask you what happened to them when what they did here."
Whose family?
I point at Val. His parents.
You see them kind of look back, their eyebrow raises. You suddenly see a panicked look. He leans forward and stares at you, Vale.
How close is he to me?
He's a good 10, 12 feet, but he can still see your face very clearly in the fire. And then he leans back and he says something about bringing the young ones that saw the pale one to him immediately. Yes, I remember their people. We traded with them early on. They brought things made of metal. We showed them how to eat the roots that grow in the area.
If we may, since we are intruding and we have very little to offer, I'm going to reach into my bag. Please don't be alarmed. And I'm actually going to reach in and pull out a miner's pick and place that on the floor.
Look at it. You wish to trade?
No. Well, yes, but for information.
What is the information?
And then I'm going to say, it's best if she asks the questions, as she's the expert on the subject.
What is the information?
We want to know what you know about. You said that the expedition unlocked the stone death. Can you tell us what they did? What happened?
We do not know. It is them who came in here and went into the various tunnels that are off limits. It is them who, within a few short days of this, the stone death woke.
What is this stone death?
One of them whispers into his ear, and he looks over and goes, "It is my understanding you fought with one of them a few hours ago."
Ah, the giants. The giant statues, I mean. All right.
And then the lights came on in the various tunnels of... Well, we are not allowed in those tunnels. We do not go.
Why not?
It has always been that way.
Do you know... Are the tunnels dangerous?
We are not allowed to go in the tunnels. That is how it has always been.
Were you forbidden by the giants?
The giants are long before us. But that is what has been passed down. It is against our faith to go in those tunnels. They are forbidden.
Hey, look, I give Rafe this sort of desperate look, like, what am I supposed to ask them next?
Is there a keeper of wisdom or lore for your tribes who could potentially tell us why?
Much has been lost. Once our people were great too. But it has been forbidden, and those that have made the mistake have never returned.
Well, danger is a logical reason to prohibit entering a place.
Fear is bad.
And as you do that, as you start to trail off in that statement, another dwarf approaches with two young children, well, teenage dwarves behind, short beards as they're known. Not quite tween stubblers, but full teens, short beards. They arrive, and the chief looks at them and then looks over at Vale, and they look at Vale, and they immediately turn like they're already extremely never seen sun white, but you see them turn almost pink in terror.
They're translucent.
There's no need to be afraid of us.
It is like the pale one. You are the image of the pale one.
In common, I will repeat their comments to Vale.
Reed, was it inside the chest or inside the book that there was a painting of my mom and dad?
It was inside the top cover of the chest.
Perhaps I could show them the picture of my father from the chest, see if that's who they think.
You are the image of this man. That is the pale one.
Who is the pale one?
The pale one is the one who stalks the tunnels. And sometimes the city. Sometimes the city.
One moment, please, and I'll turn to Vale and say, in common, it sounds like your father may still be here in the tunnels, but
something I never thought I would hear, and I definitely don't want to hear that.
I'm just sitting back.
After this long, would Would he be feral?
Maybe he's slumbering.
Yeah. Yeah, bud, maybe he is.
Sure.
Can you ask him where they saw him last?
And I'll turn back to them in Dwarven. Where was the last time the Pale One was spotted?
The last time my tribe spotted the Pale One, it was down by the river.
And
4
I will
10 days
relay that
ago.
in common. 2 days ago,
4
down
10 days
by
ago.
the river.
4
10
10
days?
days ago. 4
Oh, 4
10
10
days ago.
So 40
However,
days ago.
The reason we have the drums is so that it alerts us when the Pale One walks the streets at night. If anyone sees them, they sound the alarm and everyone goes into their buildings. He does not follow into the buildings. But if you are caught on the street, you are probably never heard from again.
So, how bad do you? I don't know, Dwarvish.
We believe long before our people fell from the greatness we once were, the Pale One did not walk the halls. We believe that the Pale One is a new terror unleashed, brought by your family. And now that we see you, why would you bring him here?
He's not the Pale One. We can assure you of that. He's been with us the whole time. He hasn't attacked anyone.
Right?
Tell me,
Vale.
does your Pale One drink blood? Does he feast on people?
No, Vale does not feast on people.
I kind of like rub my neck.
The question of whether or not Vale drinks blood.
No.
Your rapid fire dwarven in Vale.
And Bart's like, no. But this one. He starts pointing over at Luciano and says, hide
Did Bart understand a word of that?
hide your taper bones. No.
They're asking about your dietary habits. They needed to be assured that you do not consume the flesh of the living, so to speak.
I'm on a high fiber diet that many librarians partake of. I'm quite regular. Let me
don't
roll
think they
deception.
care. But
I again kind of rub
Roll
my
deception.
neck.
Roll
I'm
that
like,
beautiful
"Ah."
deception.
I bit my tongue a little bit saying that.
you know what? Fine.
I look at the Dwarven leader and I say, yeah, because we believe Vale is the way he is because his parents were attacked by the Pale One. We're here for vengeance on the Pale One. We wish to kill him.
What? Whoa.
Well, Luciano, you don't understand what I said. It was in Dwarvish.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of this conversation's in Dwarvish. You're only getting what's being translated back into Common, which is mostly the pertinent details.
The most latest trend was 2 days ago when the drums started again. He was in the northeast area.
2 days ago, the drums were sounded in the northeast, which means he was very likely there.
In the high ground. Probably came out of the tunnel there.
There's apparently a tunnel up on the high ground there. For the record, Rafe is unconcerned with the fact that he can tell that Vale lied to him. It's just not important.
But Vale knows that you know that he lied because he just rolled a 16 on insight check.
Lucy knows he lied.
Yeah. So the Elder walks over in 2 steps and picks up the miner's pick. I thank you for your trade.
One moment. We actually have a bunch of stuff sitting in our shared loot pile that we are not going to use that is probably more valuable to the dwarves.
Such as?
There are some short swords and another miner's pick for some reason.
You dress him really well, too.
Yeah, and some shovels. So give me a second. Let me unload this stuff.
We did just
Okay.
pick up a 5,000 gold piece topaz. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why it's still here.
We still
to
have
be
3
honest with you.
diamonds.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff in there. We need to clean it up. But now is not the time.
Wait, why is...
Could
Can
we
I
give
take
him
this?
some fashion? Some, start a new trend?
These tools are amazing. You wish to make more trades?
Yes, and
We will be the most powerful tribe in all of the city. This
Right.
is
We just
amazing.
started a tribal war. I don't
But,
say that in Dwarvish. I'm just muttering to myself that we probably just did something stupid.
3 of them are handed short swords and begin like,
understand that this is the correct payment for the information you provided.
you may continue to ask questions.
What do they say?
I told them that this is a correct payment for their information, and they said that we are permitted to continue to ask questions.
Maybe
I have a drum.
ask if there's a forge somewhere here?
I
Or
genuinely don't believe so, since they don't have any other metal except for what we're providing here.
well, it could be a nullstone forge.
Okay. And I'll turn back to them in Dwarven and say, do your histories mention a forge in any of the tunnels?
The old ones would make metal and chisel stone at the direction of the great ones.
So there was a forge and a quarry at some... Does anyone know where that would have been?
No.
Okay. Turning back to Vale, it sounds like the dwarves did do metalwork and stonework for the giants, but it's so far back none of them know where a forge would be, or even potentially what one looks like.
It wasn't until his family arrived that we had seen metal. Except for the few people that have wandered through here, only to be pummeled by the stone death.
I thought you said the stone death wasn't active before his family came here.
We don't pick when they come on sometimes. There are stories of the stone death activating and deactivating long before I was alive.
I ask him, do you know of any particular standing stones, obelisks, and I sort of gesture at the right proportions, about this high and this wide, just freestanding rectangles that might be around. Do you know what any of those might be in this city?
There is one in the northeast. It is a large group of stone buildings in the middle of a open area to the rear. Across from the tunnel entrance, there is a monolith, as you describe it.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn to Terja and say, I think we have exhausted our questions for the moment. And then I'll turn back to the elder in Dwarvish. We would like your permission to continue to explore. We'll do our best to not trigger any traps or
Awaken any
Stumble.
magics.
Awaken any magics or stumble into your living spaces again. What is the proper way to call out to enter here?
It is, O great dwarves, may we enter your abode. And then we have to give you permission to enter.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh yes, knocking 3 times helps first too.
And I'm going to turn back and in common say, I don't have any other questions, and they have said that it's fine.
Drum.
Oh, you want a drum?
I want a drum.
Okay. In Dwarvish, do you make those drums? And if you do, could you potentially make one for us?
Want to trade for a drum?
Good question.
I take a dagger out of my sleeve and I hand it over.
Get her a drum, he says to somebody. And they bring you a drum and some drumsticks.
Okay.
And he takes the dagger. Thank you.
Thank you again for taking the time to help us. We appreciate it, and we will stop trespassing in your area now, if you approve.
You are welcome to return, provided you do not bring White Death with you, the Pale Death with you.
You mean our friends or the actual Pale Death?
The Pale Death.
All right, just checking.
If you are successful, which we don't believe to be possible, but if you are successful, you will be legends here.
We will endeavor to right the wrongs of the past.
May the gods protect you.
And
That-
also you.
You are escorted out the door and out of the house. And that is a perfect stopping point until we return next week on Whiskey, Magic, and Distraction. Oh, wait, next week Veterans Day weekend?
Next
It
week.
is.
Just
Well-
making sure that doesn't fall on Veterans Day here.
It's no, because
Veterans Day is
We're
Saturday.
good. We're good.
Yeah.
So next week, Thursday, we should be here. So come
Yep.
hell or high water, come find out more about what happens next on Whiskey, Magic, and Distraction next week. See you guys next week, everybody.